how to use a dishwasher for the first time.
Later, we've gone quiet and we haven't filmed because Tolek, our carpenter, has been very busy at work in the kitchen, and I am pleased to report it's all in. We have a kitchen. So we are now at the most exciting part, and it's when we get to fill the cupboards. So we got a couple of stops today. One, to our local supermarket to kit out our pantry with all of the food that usually we would have and we don't currently have. And number two, to IKEA for those all-important kitchen bits. This is the shopping trip that we, well, I say we, mainly I, have been so excited for, and today's finally the day. Once we're home and we get that into the cupboards, I will be talking you through the layout of our kitchen. I'll take you through all the different drawers and cupboards, and otherwise, let's get driving. How did you get one?
I went to the cash point, got a tenner out.
Stop.
Then went to a till, then called a supervisor over to make sure it was allowed, and then they gave me this.
So we got here and realised we didn't have a pound for one of these trolleys. So customer service didn't have spare ones. They then said we needed to get cash back to be able to get cash. Then they said our card wasn't letting us get cash back, so we couldn't get cash back. And so basically we started our shop with these little hand trolleys, but we are kitting out the pantry. I'm talking everything. We've now got 4 drawers that we can fill up, so we're going to do that. But yeah, Tom ended up running to an ATM, getting £10 out, going to the till, getting supervisor authority to break that into coins. And we finally have a trolley, and now we can start kitting up our kitchen. Okay, so I'll talk you through all of the units and the setup of the kitchen in a second, but the reason that we're so excited to fill one particular cupboard is because we've gone with kind of a full pull-out pantry, and we've got some cool plans for it. We don't have much counter space in this kitchen, so the goal is to eliminate as much off of the counter as possible, but while still having a lot of space for our food and our cupboard items. So we've gone for one kind of floor to ceiling unit, or a tall unit. It's larder style. So what we've got is 4 drawers going down, which will be amazing for kind of food, and obviously it's perfect for looking at what you've got because you can see the back at any point. And then we've got these shelves up here. We'll actually be removing this shelf, and then we're going to have our microwave going in there, and then just some additional storage up there. We don't know what we're going to do with that yet, but microwave, larder. While Tom and I were walking around Morrison's, I think we realized in terms of our kitchen design, our eyes were kind of bigger than our bellies. We were so concerned about storage and pantry space and all of that stuff. And when we went to walk around Morrison's and fill it, we realized we didn't actually need that much. We're not gonna buy food for the sake of it because we'll never get around to eating it. And we do use a lot of meal kits like Green Chef, HelloFresh. We've got all plants in the freezer at the moment. So there's less of a need to like really stock up all of the cupboards, and buying food for the sake of it is a massive waste. So I don't think we're gonna fill these up as quickly as we thought, but yeah, I'm sure it'll naturally fill itself over time. But for now, let's get cracking with the initial load. Okay, so we've taken some time to figure out the layout of the kitchen. Let me take you around and show you what's gonna go where, what we've done so far, yeah, what the general plan is for our kitchen. So the first thing you might be able to notice is that there's units from wall to wall, meaning that there's no space for bins which we did know about and we did do on purpose. I'll give you a little sneak peek of what our solution is at the moment. So I'm just going to take you to our kitchen from the back garden view so you can kind of get a better view of all of it. So we've got this here. Then we've got what was originally going to be a coat cupboard over here. We haven't got a handle on it yet, which is why we're keeping it propped open. But we actually decided not to do the door opening this way and the door doing this way. So it becomes a little bit of an extension of the kitchen. We are opening it this way so that what we're actually going to have in here is bin storage just there. And we're going to put some shelves in here as well. So we've got space for slow cooker, spiralizer, all of those things that you definitely don't use every day. But they have to go somewhere. The plan would basically be, while we're cooking, have this door open. You can still very easily get through if you've got people around or if two of you are walking around. And then you've effectively just kind of got an extension of the kitchen just through there. You'd keep it open, you'd keep your bins open when you're throwing stuff away and when you're prepping. Then panning to the side, this one here is our fridge freezer. So this is actually now in and on. Very exciting. You might be able to notice my first screw up. I ordered a door that doesn't split. So every single time we open the fridge, we're opening the freezer at the same time. Very annoying, very energy inefficient. But it's something we've got to live with for a while. I might order a new door in time, but obviously budget does not permit right now. Then our first cupboard at the top over here is, as you can see, going to be our kind of tea and coffee cupboard. We think we are probably going to have the kettle in this corner over here. And then this area is going to be the serving stuff. So in here we're going to have our knives and forks. In here we're going to have our plates, cups, bowls, etc. And then down here we're going to have our less commonly used stuff like large plates. We basically eat everything out of these bowls because our portions are huge and we are pigs. Moving over, this lovely blank space here is going to be our oven, and the worktop's going to go over, and then we're going to have our hobs on top. And then what is really cool, and I think actually very normal, but I thought it was amazing, was this little drawer down here for all of your trays. Looking back up, we've got our extractor fan. So when we first ordered the kitchen, I was kicking myself for not getting an integrated hood. But I actually, now I look at it, I think the separation's a little bit nice. It might have been, in my opinion, just a bit too much for all of that to be boxed out at the top. Either I actually think that, or I'm just telling myself that to make myself feel better. I'm not entirely sure, but I like it. Another thing to note is that we have actually used the end panels all the way to the ceiling. We are going to be boxing all of this in. Effectively, we're going to be taking the units up to the ceiling and across. This is because our integrated hood, sorry, dishwasher's just finished. This is because our integrated hood, not integrated hood, this is because our extractor fan, this bit right above is the old chimney breast, so we can't be making holes in the supports in the floorboards above. So we are going to be bringing it out the side, up, around and back down, and then it'll go through into the outside of our house. So to hide all of that ugly pipe work, we are basically going to be boxing all of this in. This side over here, this has absolutely nothing in, but it's going to be all of our glasses. So pint glasses, small water glasses, Prosecco, you know, all that fun stuff, which I can't wait to purchase today. And then, as you can see, there's a gap between the wall and the unit. We are actually ordering more panels, and Tolek, our carpenter, is going to be making a bit of a wine rack to the side. This wasn't planned. It was due to my shoddy measurements here. The way I kind of planned out the kitchen, I don't know how I managed this, was it was going to be that there, this was going to be there, and then there was going to be like a 10-centimeter gap, and that was going to be against the wall. It just didn't look good. So we've pushed this up towards here, and we're making a wine rack. Then we make our way down. This is going to be our kind of prep area. As I said, we're pretty short on counter space, but this is a little bit bigger. This down here is basically our like cook stuff. So as you can already see, we've got all of our spices, oils, vinegars, all of that stuff that we use pretty commonly whilst cooking. And then all of our root veg, kind of carrots, potatoes, that sort of stuff will live down there. Then this is going to be the kind of cooking station. So we've got our plates and everything there. This will be our pots and pans. So here will be all of our kind of good knives, wooden spoons, spatula, all of that sort of stuff down here. We have got some of our current cutlery, but obviously we will have all of that in there eventually. And then these two, there's nothing in them at the moment, but these are just going to be pots, pans, all of that sort of stuff. Colander, you know, all of the stuff that you use whilst cooking, all of that's going to live there. So yeah, that's that side of the kitchen. And then we move this side, and this is almost like our cleaning prep pantry area. So first things first, we've got the dishwasher here, which we have made very good use of already. Basically everything that's been living in the garden for the last 2 weeks in these boxes is just going through the wash before they go into the cupboards. On top of this will be the grooved parts of our worktop, our quartz worktop. So this will be where the drying up happens as well. We've obviously got our sink area here. Yes, the sink is off center from the window. Yes, it makes me want to scream. But it's fine, it was a mistake, it's done now, whatever, we've learned. And yeah, we've got double sinks going in here. And then obviously, as you can see, this is just going to be the cleaning station, the bags for shopping station. We will be putting in a shelf. So top shelf will be cleaning, bottom shelf will be other stuff. We did also consider having our bins in here, like small everyday bins. But to be completely honest, we do kind of like a big meal prep on a Sunday or Monday usually. So we generate the vast majority of our waste in one day. And then the rest of the week, we don't actually throw much away. So we're fine just to have that one big bin there, which will probably change on the day. And then all the ad hoc stuff will go in across the rest of the week. I'm not explaining that very well, but basically we don't have any need for like a daily bin because all our food's prepped, so we're not throwing stuff away throughout the week. Then we've got to here, and honestly I don't know. So I don't know what's gonna go in there. I did consider also having this as like a tea and coffee drawer and having the kettle over there. So I might try that. And then here is definitely going to be all of our Tupperwares, all of the stuff for the meal prep as I mentioned. And then yeah, don't know what's going down there. I'm sure we're gonna discover we own a lot more than we think. And I'm sure these will fill up very quickly, but this is kind of a work in progress. And then, as I already said, my favorite. We've got all of it here, all the food's in, microwave's going in there, and that is that. I feel like I didn't express enough earlier how amazing the kitchen looks, firstly. I think Tolek has done an absolutely incredible job. And then for us, the trip to Morrison's to go and, you know, fill up all of the spices that we've not had for years. There's so many things about today that just feels like an absolute milestone. We obviously don't have countertops, we don't have a sink, but all of that will be sorted pretty soon. But yeah, just having cupboards, a tea cupboard, space for things, the ability to buy, you know, a couple of things of pasta for when we want to make lunch because we've actually got the space to store food. They're very small wins, but they feel absolutely amazing, and I feel very lucky to see the home that we have starting to come together. We're like just so pleased with everything at the moment, which is great. I think it's time just to kit out the kitchen a little more, and let's go to every renovator's dream location, IKEA. Okay, to talk you through what we got. We've got a couple of heat mats. This is just basically for when we serve on the dining room table. We have got a cutlery splitter, knives, forks, spoons, etc. I got these over here, basically because we get, as I said, those meal delivery kits like HelloFresh and stuff. They come with all the individual spices and sauces, etc. So I thought what I could do is every week when we get them, they all come in this box here, basically. I could have these three set out like this, and then can almost split up all of the things that come with the meal into the different recipes, because we'll usually get about 3 recipes per week. So yeah, just like that, so it would be a little bit more organized. Anyway, thought that was a good idea. Just gonna put these glasses away and then I'll show you what I got. So here we go, we've got, so first glasses here are just these, they're super cute. I think they could be like water glasses for when we've got people over, so I wouldn't use them every day, but they're just a little bit more detailed and I think they'll go really nicely with a set table. The wine glasses, these are red wine glasses because they're a little bit bigger, but I'm not fancy enough to have different glasses for red or white. I love the shape of these. I think they look really cute. And they are super cheap. Then finally, just Prosecco glasses, which I think are actually called champagne flutes, but it's not like I'm drinking champagne very often, so these are my Prosecco glasses. So yeah, that's what's in there for now. I know that we need like bigger pint glasses, like everyday water glasses, which are also pint glasses. And then I'm sure we'll add extra stuff. Wait, actually I've got all those Matalan things I bought. Okay, here we go now. I've added the animal print ones that I got, and also the burnt orange, like really cool wine glasses I got. Now they're in there, I feel like they're making the other glasses look a bit basic, but anyway, some big pint glasses there, other stuff there, I don't know, but we're almost fully kitted out. Similarly to the cutlery holder, I just got a longer one of these to divide some of these bits here. Speaking of these bits here, I bought pretty much all of this today except for that knife. So yeah, spatula, some spoons, potato masher, tweezer things for when you're cooking, a wooden spoon, some heat mats here again, so if we serve, or what I'll use them for is just putting stuff on the countertops. We are getting quartz, so I think it is pretty heat resistant, but I'm not going to take any risks. Then we just bought here just a water glass for, again, drinking water, a strainer, whatever it's called. This is like a bigger one for pasta or when we're bulk cooking or boiling potatoes. And then we do actually also have, which we also bought today, a smaller one. Just got a roasting dish, a glass roasting dish. This here, oh, you can see it over here. It's a magnetic strip for your wall to put your good knives up. So we're actually just gonna have, so we will be having our good knives up on the wall here, just above the prep station, which I think will be great. Then to this side, we've just got a couple of lids, 3 lids to go with these. To go with these 3 glass Tupperwares. This is just for when we make dinners. So obviously this isn't a lunchbox, we won't take it to work, but it's just when we have leftovers to have in the fridge. This is a salad bowl, but I think I'm gonna use it on the dining room table as a fruit bowl. And then just a couple of, again, roasting dishes here. All of ours are lost or ruined. And then final bits in here, got some measuring cups. These were just the cheap £1 ones because we don't really bake, but it's good to know. I got these like tea towel things. They say super absorbent. I actually just really liked the pattern, to be honest. A bottle opener. And this. I don't actually know what this is for, but I use it for spreading oil around the pan, which is super useful. So that is everything from our very long day shopping. We'll put all this away and then, yeah, we are getting somewhere. We now just have to wait for the fabricators to come and do the countertops. So the reason that the countertops are taking such a long time is because I didn't realize, i.e. I didn't read the email, we had to give them 10 days notice, and once we gave them notice they would book us in, and then the fabricators would come and they would measure up our worktop. So they'd measure the top, they measure exactly where the sink is going to go, exactly where the hob is going to go, and they cut all of that and then they fit it for you. So first issue was that I didn't know we had to give them 10 days notice, but I'm not bullying myself over that because we did talk about it, and even if we did have 10 days notice, we wouldn't want to book them in until the kitchen was actually done because of the risk that something didn't get delivered from DIY, or we had, you know, we were shorted anything or anything went wrong. Because you do get charged a fee if they book you in and then you don't actually end up using that. So as it's going now, they are coming next Tuesday, I believe, and then it takes 7 to 10 days and then it will come. We luckily are away in Wales for a whole week, so it works out pretty perfectly that we are not here for the chunk of that. As I said, we've got all plants in the freezer, so we still don't need to cook anytime soon, which we're super happy about. And yeah, now we wait.